Salutations YouTube community, this is the Average Johnny coming back to you with yet another average video, and today we're going to be doing something on the contrary of what I did last week. So last week I talked about cars that actually disappointed me because I had so much high expectations for them, but today we're going to be twisting things up a little bit. We're going to be looking at cars that actually surprised me in the good way, of course. We're going to be talking about cars that I didn't really have much thought of in the beginning, but after a couple little test drives we turned out to love these vehicles for what they actually are, a little bit more than we could have ever expected. So without further ado, these are going to be the 5 surprising cars in the Simpsons Hit and Run. But before we get to the actual list, let's talk about a couple of cars that I actually think deserve an honorable mention. The first one is actually going to be the infamous yet famous rocket car. The rocket car is actually the fastest car in the entire game. It looks amazing, it speeds off like crazy, but it is fragile as hell. I would have to say that this surprised me in a very good way, but also cannot really give it that much praise because of how fragile it is. So there's that. And of course the other surprise is going to be the sports car that is actually an NPC in level 2. And as many people have already mentioned, and of course anyone who follows the speedrunning community knows that this car is actually used for speedrunning rather in level 2 because it is faster than Bart's honor roller and possibly faster than any other car in that level. So I think it deserves an honorable mention because it was a big surprise. However, it's pretty much useless after that, so really not much I can give it for that one. Now on to the actual list. We're going to start things off with the Malibu Stacy car. Last week I crapped on a starter vehicle, now let me praise one this time. The Malibu Stacy car from level 3 was a starter car, so of course I didn't think much of it, and I didn't think I was going to last long using it. Boy was I dead wrong. While it's no secret that I believe this car was the best starter in the game, I also have to mention that this came as a huge surprise as it was also the best car in level 3, and was possibly only rivaled by the secret night boat that was hidden, of course. It was not only good with speed, but it had decent durability and great control for smooth driving. Let's also not forget to mention that this car is able to be used in level 4, so you're able to get some mother-daughter action as well. I didn't think this car would come off as very useful, but turns out I would be very wrong. And proceeding on to the list, we are going to be talking about a powerhouse vehicle. This is the Mr. Plow that you can attain in level 2. Back then, and even today, I can definitely say that the Mr. Plow is one of the most useful vehicles in the game when it comes to your chaotic needs. I have to say that this machine of awesomeness came off as a huge surprise. I would have never imagined myself using this car past level 3, yet there I was. The speed on this machine is enough to keep up for almost every level, and it's quite effective because it is actually stable unlike other vehicles. I'm talking to you, Canyonero. Yes, you can make arguments for other amazing powerhouse vehicles in the game, and you wouldn't be wrong, but the fact is that this came from the second level and it can keep up for so long just makes it that much more amazing. Sadly though, it was not enough to make my top 10 cars list, but definitely up there with the greats. This next one actually recently became one of my favorites, and it is El Carlo Loco. This is the vehicle that we can say was overshadowed because of all the great vehicles we had in level 5. I mean, we had quite a number of them, but skipping over this car would mean that you're missing out. El Carlo Loco not only has a badass design with a cool neon light from under, and I'm a sucker for neon, but its stats are quite impressive as well. I remember how I quickly brushed away this car when I first unlocked it, and recently I just realized how cool and fun this car is to use. The car can be pretty much used for any missions, where you're available to use it, of course. Seriously, if you use this correctly, El Carro Loco can actually beat the 70 sports car for the races in level 6. Of course that is after like 30 attempts at it, but yeah, you know, you get my point. While there are some other great cars available to use, for me it doesn't get more awesome than being able to look at this great design. This car is quite amazing and slowly becoming one of my favorite cars in the game. For me, this list just keeps getting better and better. The clown car. Bro, there is not much I can say about the clown car. It's attainable in level 4 and is one of the most fun looking cars to use in the game. It basically has the basic characteristics of a clown car, a silly design of the car, the funny horn, freaking bubbles coming out of the back, but I also talk about how great this car is in terms of usefulness. Its speed is decent to use for a good amount of time, its control is something I've always loved about it, and I often liked using it for free roaming and even a number of street races. And if you wanted to, of course, you can use it for some of your missions. However, just using this thing overall was just a fun experience, and of course, just pleasant to look at as well. A pleasant surprise. The Average Johnny is about to go hella unscripted. We're going to talk about a car that I don't mention enough on this channel, and I think it definitely deserves its praise. We're going to talk about the Curator. Yes, the freaking Curator. Speaking of cars that you can pick up in level 4, let me talk about this car, because I don't know what it is about it. It's so small, it's compact, but it has decent speed. Its control is amazing. and it just feels really nice. I don't know what it is. I don't know how the hell you can feel a car through the screen, but you just feel it, you know? You can feel like how smooth it goes, how smooth it turns. Everything about the Curator was just so amazing. I just never thought that this would be a car that I would want to use. However, I've used it in a number of gameplays, and the thing is, I just don't know why I never mentioned it. The Curator is just basic design, basic color, yet so great. There's really not much else to say about it. There, unscripted rant over. So that was the top 5 most pleasant surprises for cars in the Simpsons in a run. Now everybody can go home. Okay, I'm just totally kidding. Where the hell are you guys going to go anyways? You're going to stay here with the average Johnny, right? I know you will. Okay, let's stop being creepy. Let me know what cars actually surprised you in the Simpsons in a run, whether positive or negative. Let me know what surprised you. Leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and be ready for more future content to come along the way. Hopefully you guys will have a great day, and I will be seeing you in the very next one. Take care.